sharing with you some insights from a women's circle that I facilitated yesterday with the amazing Sisterhood of Power and Grace. Go check them out on Instagram. I'll put them in the comments below. And the theme was attuned sisterhood. And for me, in the work that I do, attunement, and if we follow what that word attune means, is to tune, to bring two things or more into harmony together. So what are you attuned to? I was asking myself, what am I repeatedly attuning myself to? Is it joy? Is it overwhelm? Is it this sense of peace and contentment and ease? Or is it intention and tightness and dissatisfaction? What is it? And what we repeatedly choose to attune to, we become. And you could say, what is our resonance? What are we dialing our energies to and with? And I really had this whole download of, I think the primary part of attunement is to be present. If we don't have presence, then how do we know what we are in tune with? And the second part of that is that we need to listen. So once we have that presence, then we can listen to see where are we present, where are we not, where are others present, where are they not. And so this beautiful vision unfolded for me as I was preparing of the attunement landscape. And this idea of where are we coming from, like where are we rooted, where's our attunement? Because I realize a lot of times my attunement can come from a place of survival. It can come from a place of adaptive strategies to people please. And that makes a difference of what stories I'm going to tell, the experiences I'm going to have, what I'm going to bring into the experience with somebody else, and attempting to, it's going to color my lens of what I am interpreting as far as what their attunement is or isn't. So it was really cool to see this. Also, I saw it as like spheres. When I am attuned to my center, my core, my authentic self, then I have a whole different experience of attuning and relating to somebody else. So what is my body sensations? What are my emotions? What are my instincts? What are my desires? What's coming through? How is my breath? Is there tension? Is there relaxation? Am I really, wanting to connect, or am I really feeling like not connecting? Does that have to do with the energy of the other person, or is it just that I need rest and solitude? Am I hungry? All these things come into play. And so for me, it's about exploring, how do I get to attunement with myself, present and listening with myself to see what is truly alive. And from that place, that presence, then I can decide where or how I want to attune to others. And for me, this attunement is like discovering where I end and someone else begins. And from what I know of the nervous system, we're sharing that field, our nervous system field, with others that are in our space. And then we're also deeply influenced by the environment, by nature, by the weather, the cycle, the season, the trees, the plants, the sunshine, what's going on around us in the environment. That's going to also deeply impact our attunement. And then you can go another ripple and you can feel into, wow, there's also the collective. Am I attuned to the collective? Whether we're aware of that or not, it has an impact on us because we have a shared nervous system. And then you could think of the celestial, a ripple out. Well, what's going on with the stars and the planets? What energies are impacting and influencing our attunement? And are we aware of that? Or are we not? And what I start to feel and sense is that, wow, there's so many layers to attunement. For me, there's divine attunement, to however you want to name God, source, great spirit, creator. Are we attuned to that? Or are we attuned to our survival self that just needs the bare minimum and we're mostly in a state of stress and fight or flight or flee or fawn response, And I say all this to be curious, not to judge or to shame ourselves or to become hyper analytical of ourselves, but to bring awareness, and for me, always compassion, coupling the awareness with compassion. That my intention is to understand myself, understand others, and when we are connecting with others, what is their emotional state? Where are they at? Am I connecting only to serve someone else's need and to be completely unaware of my own or abandoning of my own? Are they doing that? There's so many beautiful dynamics when we are in connection with others, whether we're, face to face or through a device, or when we're alone and those influences are still coming through. So I'm curious what you think of this, what other aspects you might bring into the landscape of attunement, and to share our wisdom, to share our knowledge, to ideally be able to use attunement as this bridge to sovereignty and connection, to really deepening our awareness and focusing it on these different aspects so that we can more deeply be intimate and present and listen and attuned in harmony with one another. So I really, really appreciate you listening and would love to hear how this lands. The women, it was very clear there's just so many layers, and to work through them as they're alive. Can we be really alive with it? There was this idea that we would deny what was really alive for ourselves because we didn't feel that there was appropriate place to express. So really we're only kind of fronting a very small aspect of the fullness of what we are actually attuned to. Or this idea that in our attunement, are we trying to manipulate or, pierce into someone's space that is invasive? There's so many amazing light aspects, shadow aspects to this topic, and could truly, I feel, be infinitely layered. And brings so much joy to our lives to have that attunement. We can connect more deeply, more honestly. Can I stay in truth with myself while holding and experiencing the truth of someone else? What does that dance look like? And how do we share in that, tune to that, and experience that together? Thank you for listening, and would love to hear from you.